Down to 11. Lardino scooping them up. Greetings, everyone. I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad that you are here. We're going to be playing some Magic the Gathering Arena today, as always. These are some of the highlights from our stream, and I really hope you enjoy the games. If you do really enjoy the program, please don't forget to leave a like and subscription. It really, really helps the channel. So without further ado, let's get to the games. All right. I'm just kidding you, Miley. John confirmed Hidden Bear. That's right. Also like Edge. Land, Evolve Sleeper, come on down. Uh-oh, Allosaurus Shepherd. That's not ideal. Land, get in there. Opponent, unsurprisingly, does not block. Well, Gift of Aetherborn, come on down. We do have 3 Cry of the Carnarium in this deck, almost exclusively for this matchup. Because even... Okay. Like, the, like, Goblins deck, it helps, but it doesn't fix the matchup by any means, right? All right, we are going to get rid of the Elvish War Master, grow our Phyrexian Obliterator, and pass the turn. Why this one and not this one? Well, this one's already huge and threatening enough. And Phyrexian Obliterator is one of those cards that you want to block, but really can't. And by doing this, we essentially put them on a 2-turn clock, right? So... Opponent, they are now in a situation where they must advance the board, you know, heartily, in order to survive, right? Fabio, good to see ya. And notably, Phyrexian Obliterator also trample, which is really, really nice here. Okay. Yep. All these things are fine. Probably Elvish Archdruid is going to cast another Collected Company, is my best guess. And, I mean, some amount of blocking has to happen here. Or they die. It could just be on, you know, Evolve Sleepers and stuff like that. But I'm just doing a bunch of math. So 3, 4, 5. Okay. No. I had to double check my math twice there, folks, because I was like, I'm pretty sure they're dead on board here. Since we're in mono black, we're not going to be able to trigger the other mode of Fatal Push very often. And considering that, Fatal, or like most of the time, Fatal Push and Cut Down in this deck are going to be identical. But there are specific situations where Cut Down can be better, right? So, it's the only reason I went that direction. And there aren't really 2-drops that don't get cut down, right? So, it does hit Rafine. More importantly, it hits Archmage, right? The 3-mana Elvish Archdruid, where you tap it for a green for the number of elves you have, is a 3-drop that Fatal Push just can't ever get, even though a lot of the time Cut Down can. Folks, I think we're locked up here. Arena, please. Also the Goblin Lords, Goblin War Chief, Goblin Chieftain are 3-drops that don't get hit by Cut Down, or I mean, but that don't get hit by Fatal Push, but do get hit by Cut Down. Admittedly, there are a few cards that are like 4-drops that Fatal Push could get, but again, we're not going to have a lot of our stuff leaving the battlefield. It's going to be pretty inconsistent. So Opponent had Portable Hole, I guess, for the Evolved Sleeper. Ashnod's Altar is historic legal. It is, I believe, yes. All right, draw your card. You got me. Grow the... I guess just grow the Obliterator. I think it's a pretty close battle here, but this one has Trample and this one doesn't, is all. Fortunately, our opponent has not gone super tall yet. Okay. Thraben Inspector. Well, let's put down this Phyrexian Obliterator, because they have to have a relatively reactive hand, I think. So, it's very likely they have Skyclave Apparitions or Brutal Cathars or something, right? Is it just... interesting. Wandering Emperor, I guess? It is. Unfortunate. And a wee bit of exiling. We are going to get rid of the Wandering Emperor just to prevent our opponent getting too much value out of it. And notably, again, we now have very, very large creatures that are able to come out in running turns. Mire. Okay. Well, Phyrexian Obliterator number 2. What do you say? Luminarch Aspirant. Cave of the Frost Dragon. Counter goes on Mire. And they pass. Oh, boy. Don't mind if I do. Wanna crack your clue? Alright. They draw. All the stuff goes away. Not going to give them the opportunity to make extra soldiers. Just gonna hold back on defense here. If we had the Sheoldred, we would have, but... Alright, well, Luminarch Aspirant shows up. Cave of the Frost Dragon gonna get activated. Can't attack, but can take a counter, which is undoubtedly their point, and it is, in fact, what happens. Hey, Phyrexian Reclamation. Oh, darn it, I forgot. That got exiled, not destroyed. Yeah. Okay, well, fine. Let's attack. Opponent says, you got it. Down to 14. Sheoldred the Apocalypse arrives. Phyrexian Reclamation going to join the party as well. Your go, Peter TP. Lose 2 life, down to 12. We remain at 17. Mama Boo, hey there, my friend. Good to see ya. Oh, to be glad you are here. Indeed, it was my pleasure. Cave of the Frost Dragon comes alive again. Counter goes onto it, almost certainly. Does so. Yep. Mire going to attack? Does so. Down to 12. Okay. Spot removal or something? Iganjo comes down. Tithe Taker comes down. Alright, we gain a little life. Alright, so this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, I'm sorry, Aaron Moore, you're right. I did mean that. Alright. One gives up on the Luminarch Aspirant. Takes 8. 4. 9. 10, 11. Now, Todd, glad you made it. All right. Opponent, lose your life. Well, and it doesn't seem outside the realm of possibilities for them to gain the life, right? But removing Phyrexian Obliterator, oh my gosh, would buy a lot of time as well. It's another exile spell. That is so unfortunate. Because we have Phyrexian Reclamation to do the thing, but they keep exiling our stuff as opposed to just killing it. So now they can chump us down indefinitely with the Castle Ardenvale, right? And Mire, able to get the job done. We have a million ways of getting stuff back from the graveyard. We just can't. The issue is the only hurdle they have to overcome now is they just have to gain something, gain a little life. If they can gain a little life, they win. No, they have to crack this clue. Peter TP. You have to crack the clue. You can't not. Make 2 soldiers, crash in for 6. Yep. Colin, man, glad you made it. Oh, you're right. Oh, no, we are good then. Because the draw from the thing would just kill them. All right, well, never mind then. Well, I mean, even if they do have an instant speed life gain spell, they have to draw the card first, right? Maybe? Oh, okay. All right. All right. All right, all right, all right. Jeez. We don't get started for a long time, but I'm gonna try it. See, Stoic Gaming, I'm pretty sure on the release stream they said it's not. Now, if somebody can prove the other way, that's fine. Like, please do. But my understanding was that it is in fact not going to do that. No, Yo Hablo Español. There is going to be some more historic anthology slash explorer anthologies coming very soon. Should Island be banned? Fair enough, that Davriel guy. Fair enough. How was your day, Colin, man? The last 2 Jumpstart were in Arena. It's true. And maybe it's coming later, but I don't think it's coming on release or whatever, right? Honestly, it's a good day. It was a wild one. No doubt. No doubt it was a wild one. But that's okay. We take those. Only smart answers. Yeah, that's right. Overgrown battlements? Oh my. We are supposed to bolt the birds, right? We have to bolt the birds? I don't know if bolt the birds equates to go for the throat, the overgrown battlement, but I think we might have to do that because they're playing big butts. This is also a 4/4 eventually, right? When that time arrives. So it's not like we're giving up a lot, but it also kind of chokes them on mana here a little bit, I think. Salt formation shows up, sure. Thank you, Great Daf, or Great Daf Kid. I appreciate the letting me know. We're gonna go with Gix because we would like to try and draw some cards here, I think. I'm worried about what our opponent's up to over there, no doubt. But we'll see. 5 cards in hand, 3 mana available. Assault formation already here. Presumably they have interaction. But a lot of these decks don't run too much because they want to be pretty streamlined. They play a bunch of big butt creatures and then rely on assault formation stuff to turn their very inexpensive, you know, 1, 2, 3 mana creatures into 5/5s and stuff, right? But we'll see. Sure enough, Arboreal Grazer arrives. No land to speak of, though. Well, Arboreal Grazer. Actually, this is incorrect. Because if we should have played a land first, I was waiting to see if we would need to play the land. But that's the incorrect thing, because if they have a target creature gains hexproof or something, we could respond to that with another Sap Vitality. Okay, just Dovin's Veto. Good lord. All right, well, you know, you got me. That's okay. Sap Vitality on the Phyrexian Fleshgorger. Are going to crash in. We are going to draw a card. Yes, we will pay that singular life and pass the turn. I pride myself on wasting those scammers' time. My record is 45 minutes. Good lord. So land Liliana. Magic Brain Dead. Magic Brain Dead. Another Dovin's Veto? Come on, man. All right. Don't really want to tangle with the Walking Bulwark here. The second Dovin's Veto here, actually pretty problematic. That puts us in a pretty awkward spot. We really wanted to be rid of the Walking Bulwark. If we draw another removal spell, that'd be pretty okay, but... Alright. Feels good, man. I think Golos is actually banned now, but that was a problem for quite a while. So... if you were to play, you know, something much less known, like... whatever. Ooh. Problematic. Okay. Well, I mean, not EDH. I'm talking about Historic Brawl. Davriel guy. But it's actually a really cool format. I have whatever. I think 5 or 6 decks. And every time we engage with the format, I'm pretty happy about it. Opponent passing the turn. Expressively iterates, huh? I only play that 1-mana green-white legendary as my historic commander. Breeze the Redeemed? Is that the right one? Yeah, yo hablo español. It's likely that is going to be one of the ones that is considered a really high power level card. Because it gives you access to all of the colors of mana as your commander. But also gives you, you know, you're able to cast it for any color of mana or whatever, right? So that would be, yeah. I was gonna, you know, I was thinking like, if you want to play a much less powerful commander, like you could maybe play Tazri. Rats Arena, glad you made it. Beacon of Unity. If you were trying to look for one that's maybe a little less, you know, tier commander, but still has 5 colors, but still, it still puts you up against some of the higher power level ones. So be warned on that. Okay, that's interesting. I think we are still going to cut down and Bojuka Bog. Unfortunately, maybe it was better to Liliana the Veil and Bojuka Bog there, I guess. But we just can't have the Reckless Rage hanging out. My original thought process was just bluff removal, like that we have removal hanging out. But maybe that's just not valuable enough. I missed it, Eremo. Until Dovin gets banned. Ha! Sorry. I just thought you misspelled. I'm sorry. That's my fault. Where's the hairspray for the sweat back? Okay, so that's the thing, Rats Arena. I'm telling you. My hair does not behave like Dovin's. Gotcha! Gotcha! I make $0 from wearing this, right? Or anything like that. I get 0 fame from wearing this or whatever, you know? So, because that's just not where my focus is at. So if it's one of those things where I'm going to have, it's going to require hundreds of hours I am not willing to provide that. So, even if I am technically capable. Which, even then, I'm not entirely sure I am technically capable. Please tell me we're not getting stuck on lands twice in a row. That would be really, really unfortunate of this deck. Because we have plenty of lands in this deck. We have more lands than should be required. Need to stand next to other people dressed as MTG characters and you'd be all set? Yeah, it's true. Alright, well. Get rid of that thing. Oh, thank heavens. It's a tapped land, which means we still can't cast anything, which is really unfortunate, but we should hopefully play Magic, which is what we wanted. Stallion, good to see you again. Glad you made it. Kerrigan, glad you made it. How's your day, Kerrigan? So, Stallion, singing in the bathtub is fun. So you get shampoo in your mouth. Because then it's a soap opera. Land, Phyrexian Obliterator, come on down. Good old days of pay 1 mana, search for a land, put it into your hand. Yeah, I don't know, Aramore, I don't know. Only growing my mustache for Movember. All right. It's growing on me. Okay, Dreadhorde Arcanist shows up. And opponent turns some people foaming. Oh my word. Are they coming in? Do they have an exile spell? Maybe a bounce spell or something? What is this? What is this? I mean, thank you, opponent. They're now reading Phyrexian Obliterator. Reading the card explains the card, folks. Reading the card explains the card. They're now reading Phyrexian Obliterator again. Oh my, Maximus Stanley, glad you made it. Good to see ya. Oblivion, glad you are out there. And sure. Down to 11. Lardino, scooping them up. Sure, we'll keep this. Yeah, I think not getting any of our Cry the Carnarium there, pretty big bummer, but alas, it happens. I mean, also a fair perspective, PJ. I mean, it is what it is, Dratsarena. You know, it is what it is. It would be funny without a hat. And believe me, we've fooled around with that stuff before. We've also, you know, we built a couple of different fight decks. That were like, you know, green and black and stuff, right? But okay. Blue does have discard, Steino. They can discard cards themselves. White can't discard at all, right? Blue can discard their own cards. Black can force the opponent to discard cards. There is a difference, but it does get discard, right? It's secondary in discard. It's just, it's not as good at it. The effect that blue has for discard is not as good, which is all I'm asking for other counterspells. And it doesn't have to go to white. Like I say, I don't care where it goes. My only case is that blue being the only color with counterspells is bad for the game. It's not a monopoly, Steinel. I just explained to you that blue gets to discard cards as well. Poker Rock, glad you made it. Yes, everyone keeps bringing up Mana Tithe. It's a card they won't reprint. It has existed. They printed Mana Tithe 20 years ago, right? But Mana Tithe is exactly what I'm talking about. It's the lone exception where there's a counterspell in another color. I say lone exception. That's not actually fair. There's actually Dash Hopes as well in black. That's a Punisher counterspell, which is fine. Sure, Steinel, but that's my point. It still exists. There is Lapse of Certainty, which again, just my only point, right, is about the lack of access to those things. If they grant access to those things to other colors, I have no complaint. That's all. That's the only thing, right? Angry Red Mage, definitely not playing red here. I think there should be one color that's secondary, Pokerat. That's the case that I'm making, is that one color. It could be white, it could be black, it could be red. I don't even care. It could be green. Because technically speaking, you could say that, like, you could make the argument that I think we're dead, unfortunately, because Sarah's Emissary is going to show up. We can get Liliana to make them sacrifice potentially, so we're not going to give up yet, but looks bad. But like, you know, like Veil of Summer is a counterspell, kind of, right? So that's fine. Yeah. But, and they should be worse. Blue should have the best counterspells. My only point, or my only case, is that there shouldn't be a monopoly on it. Right? Pyroblast is a bad example because that hasn't existed since, you know, Alpha, Beta, Unlimited, right? Okay. Combat. Veil of Summer did get banned because it was too powerful, right? Defense Grid, yes, and but Defense Grid also hasn't been reprinted outside of in this set for like commander purposes, in, you know, forever as well. And for what it's worth, I think Defense Grid does kind of shut down blue decks too hard. I don't want blue to not exist. I just don't want it to have a monopoly, right? Red Elemental Blast doesn't count either. I know. Red Elemental Blast hasn't been printed in 30 years. I thought Veil of Summer was a fair card. I'd like blue to not exist. All right, fair enough to comment. That's fair. Tybalt's Trickery does technically count, but the unfortunate nature of Tybalt's Trickery means that it can't really be used effectively as a counterspell. So maybe that's a fine case to be made, because that has been printed recently, and I think that was their point in printing it. But, you know, was Veil too powerful because it's too powerful against all decks, or because meta at the time included blue in every deck? Well, it wasn't just blue, right? It was black as well, and just what it did was very brutal. Fair enough, Stallion. Every non-blue color its own red elemental blast. Okay, guys, I'm not saying that, darn it. I want blue to be good. Like, I do. I just think that there should be counterplay is all, right? And, like, either counters shouldn't exist and everybody just plays their cards, or this is awkward. Yeah, I think we actually need to draw the cards here. Because we're gonna need a Liliana, I think, in order to get out of this situation, because they're gonna bring back the Sarah's Emissary. There's a match 3 MTG game? Yes, Pokerot. It's called... I don't remember what it's called. But it does exist. I do know that it exists. All right, opponent drops 5. How was your day, girls' night? With trickery and rule of law? Okay, sure. Do you guys count rule of law as a counterspell? It just won't let people play spells? All right, they do name creature. Hey, all right, well, we got there. Glad we drew that extra card, folks. With the Evolve Sleeper, instead of trying to develop a board with Rotting Regisaur or something. Okay. Question was if the draw was bound to the conditions. I don't think it was. I think you just draw it. Rain, glad you made it. Good to see ya. Like to see a return of wards. What do you mean by that? All right, let's Evolve Sleeper. Because, like, ward is a mechanic that comes back. Unless you were saying, like protection from specific colors and stuff. Castle Ardenvale, huh? All right. That person. Level up the Evolve Sleeper, crash in. Go on ahead, Northern Light. The protection wards. Okay, sure. Yeah. That's fair. Interesting. Let's hang on and attack. Do we just Rotting Regisaur here? I think we do. We'll see. Yeah, protection from colors, sure. The draw was bound to conditions. MTG bot proved it. That's fair. Like I say, it's been a while. I forget. Well, in reality, Ra, I think it is fair to say that maybe that's true of before and not as true of now, potentially. Right? But who knows? Young Sachi, glad you made it. Okay. Collected Company. This is not a retro artifact deck this time. All right, we're going to get rid of this right now. Grow the Phyrexian Obliterator. You got it. We do not have more interaction yet, though. Let's see if they have a combo. If they have the combo, we just die. It is what it is. Circle of Protection back? Oh my gosh. I'm not sure I'm ready for that either. Charlie Trotter, glad you made it. We are playing Davriel stuff since I'm cosplaying. Okay, they have March of Otherworldly Lights. Unfortunate. I think we're not going to get a lot of chance to use the Phyrexian Reclamation, so we're going to discard that. Come on down. 8 trampling damage. Do you have another exile spell, opponent? Are there any mechanics that are bound only one color? There are very few, Running Wolfie. Right? Do they seriously have another Collected Company or something? Because you can't have too many other spells beyond Collected Company in your... Yeah, okay, all right. They didn't have it. They rightly ascertained that I was going to go to combat, right? And apparently they did not have it. Like, Teferi is legal in Historic right now, and you almost never see it. Because they made it cost 1 colorless more, you know? Indeed. Laura, glad you made it. Uh-oh. I'm gonna go Strike It Rich. What are they playing? Because they did go Stomping Ground. Strike It Rich. So unless they're playing like one mountain and they happen to have it, is it no, okay. So it's definitely not Charbelcher. Do we draw a card with Gix here? Or just slam a Rotting Regisaur? Probably just slam the Rotting Regisaur. Alright. Sure, get in there. Opponent drops 16. Is that apple juice? It's actually not. It's cold tea. Lukewarm tea, actually. The ice is all melted. Because I got it before the stream, so that's been 2 hours ago. Oh, Song of Creation. Love it. All right, Uggin's Conjurant, do your thing. Uro doesn't need a nerf, he just needs to come back. Uro just needs to be unbanned. Wow. See, I agree. I think Uro should come back with a nerf. It should cost like 18 mana, because I played against that card so much. I'm sick of seeing it. Not that I think that would be fair, for the record, because that would not be fair. But I'm just sick of seeing it, okay? But, you know, I wouldn't argue too heartily. I did play it quite a bit too, though. There were just so many situations where it was the correct answer. You know? So I recognize that I'm also part of the problem, obviously. Well, Enhanced Surveillance comes down. I was surprised to see that. Well, cut down, go away. I guess Gix? Oh, shoot. Playing the land there was a huge mistake. Oh my gosh, folks. That was so dumb. Why did I do that? I needed to draw into Bojuka Bog. And since I made a land drop, I can't do that now. It would be great justice for me to draw the Bojuka Bog now and then still lose next turn. All right, well, we didn't get it, so I guess it's fine. That's what we would have done then either way, but... Procon, glad you made it. Growth Spiral that gains you life and swings for 6. You know, it is what it is. I mean, that's fair, Grail's Knight. And for what it's worth, I do feel for Simic mages, because Simic has struggled a lot. So Uro was really, really very good. And really brought a whole bunch of Simic piles to the top that otherwise likely would not, right? Missed my Bant, Uro? Yeah. Yeah. And like I say, I mean, you know, Croaks is fine. Yeah, okay, Nexus was... Oh my gosh. That was unbearable in Best of One. Ay, ay, ay. How does Gix draw cards? Great question. Gix says, whenever a creature deals combat damage to one of your opponents, its controller may pay 1 life if they do draw a card. So this is good for Commander because it affects everybody. So, you know, don't attack me, attack anybody else, and you can draw a card, lose a life. In this case, it's, you know, since it's only 1v1, whenever one of my creatures deals combat damage to the opponent, I get to draw cards. But, you know. $19 cards left in the library. I think they've... I can't imagine that they don't have us here. For the record. Oh, the opponent draws card. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that is not what it says. So there you go. Grail's Night. Don't worry. Meat Hook is banned. It can't hurt you anymore, you know? So I wish Field of the Dead was legendary. Most of the time, I like the new idea of lands aren't legendary, stuff like that, because, you know, it does lead to awkward situations. But I love Field of the Dead. I think that card is so much fun. But when you can have 4 of them on the battlefield, it's really, really unfortunate, right? Okay. All right. Opponent grape shotting our board, grape shotting our face. I don't think they hit it with 3 though. I think they only hit it with 2. If that's true, we might be able to win next turn. Actually, we won't be able to because we've got to get rid of the Ornithopters. Okay. Opponent. Legendary Field of the Dead we balance just like Valakut. I mean, Valakut's not legendary, right, Matthew? Which is part of the problem. Someone having too much fun ruined it for the rest of us. That's fair. Okay. Opponent discards their hand. We still did not draw the thing. And unfortunately, I think we're 1 mana too short, right? Because we've got to do this. Otherwise, we can't get through all their chump blockers. But now we can only attack them for 2. All right, they shuffle back. Is your top card a spell, opponent? How lucky are you? It is not a spell. Giganta gets added to hand, but can't get cast. They discard their hand at the beginning of the end step. We go to combat, and gotcha, Rot. Gotcha. Sure. Steam Vents untapped into Soul Scar Mage on the play. Yuck. It's magic, as Richard Garfield intended, Clara. I mean, you're probably right. I am confident that that is the sort of thing that Richard Garfield had in mind originally, you know? Well, I mean, on the ladder, see Timmy play Control, I wouldn't even disagree, because the games are very fast. There isn't a good reason to hold back. I'm going to do this right now so that they don't have a way to pump it. We have a very, very reactive hand here. Well, Balmor Battle Mage shows up as well. And another Soul Scar Mage. Crashing for 1. Okay, well. I am just going to go ahead and get the 2 for 1 then. The Balmor Battle Mage is not ideal for us, but getting rid of the 2 Soul Scar Mages are good. Mentor's Guidance gets to scry and draw. Give 1-0. Then scry and draw. And Atwara into Symmetry Sage. 2 damage in at our face, down to 13. I mean, okay. Land. Sap Vitality. No, not my Todd. 100,000 channel points were cashed in to get me into this tire. It's Davriel Day. Nope. Sure. These things are fine. 1-0 and trample. Yes. Down to 10. I want to pile it all on here. The problem is they have 3 damage burn spells, so I am going to put a little bit over here as well. But if we get a land off the top next turn, we're ready to go. Have a 9-3 and a 5-2. Be pretty okay. We do not get the land. So I am going to go ahead and go with the 9-3 Phyrexian Fleshgorger, which is pretty okay. Ooh, Brock Madar would like to become a VIP. Fair enough. All right. Darn it, they have the lightning strike. This is exactly what we're worried about. Wow, they don't pay though? Oh no! Opponent! Thank you, Thor. Yes. What happens, Geiger? What do you mean? What happening about? Yeah, let's just do this, I suppose. Crash in. We are going to evolve Sleeper as well. Had me going for a moment? Yeah, exactly, Hattie. Yes, Mama May brings up a great point. We are going to be doing a giveaway for our Twitter and YouTube followers. So make sure to drop follows over yonder. We need to get entered, or need to get that Twitter post thing up there. We have we're giving away like $200 worth of stuff, so definitely get involved. Oh, the guy not paying the ward cost. Yes. Zageiger, the opponent intended to kill our Phyrexian Fleshgorger, but it had gotten Sap Vitality twice, so they were gonna have to pay 9 to do it. And the opponent was like exceedingly chagrined about that, I think. All right. Well, she is old and red, going to come on down. Esteban takes a card. They lose 2 life. Yeah, easy 6. Good to see ya. I don't know how all of that's going to work, for the record. But I'm going to try and do it. Esteban. We gain some life. And land. I think we need to get rid of the etchings of Kamano, right? Maybe? Or Or do we just, like, play a Phyrexian Fleshgorger to protect against... Alright. Let's do that. Pass the turn. Opponent loses more life. What is midweek magic, Aaron Moore? Oh, well, it's not going all to one person, Geiger. We're going to be spreading out the winners. I'm just saying, we have $200 worth of stuff that we're giving away. Jam champ, glad you made it. Well, that stinks. Yeah, that stinks a lot. And our turn. Hey, okay. Still doesn't do it though, does it? Darn it. Really needed any one of our other removal spells, kinda. Like Sap Vitality and Cryocarnary would have been great. Even like Cut Down after we go Cry the Carnarium. Cut Down would have killed the Torbran, right? Yeah, I mean, whatever. You gotta do what you gotta do. So we're gonna go ahead, go down.
Well, clearly
Shrink the Torbran. Play the Bojuka Bog. And pass. Alright. Okay, Reckless Ringleader. Nobody's tried to trample over Obliterator again, Valanoth. So, you know, there's that. Okay. Opponent going at Davriel. You got it. Yep. These things all happen. All of them. And Bone Crusher Giant shows up. You got it. Our turn. Come on, deck. That's a little unreasonable. All right. Get them out. I am going to draw a card here to see if there's like a tapped land or something like the... all right. I'm sorry. I was looking for the creature land, right? We have two Hive the Eye Tyrants. Same amount of damage either way. Annex Hardened in the Forge shows up. Does have haste because of the Reckless Ringleader. Not going to be Embercleave yet because they don't have the mana. So we're going to go to 13. They make two dudes. There's the Hive of the Eye Tyrant, but you got to be kidding me right now. That is very frustrating. Okay. Oh, geez, folks. Geiger, I'm spending like $1,000 to get followers. All right. Follow everything twice. All right. So the Castle Embreth is going to kill us here. Yeah. All right. These things are unfortunate. I wonder if we were supposed to just put the counter on the Evolve Sleeper there. Maybe. So the good thing about having flooded out like really, really, really hard is that we do have Phyrexian Fleshgorger, which will kill them if they have to target it twice. So, you know, there's that. Okay. And Misery Shadow. Going to arrive as well, I think. Yep, will do. And Liliana.
Those who get in my way.
Make them discard their final card. It was another Annex.
We all have things we
Okay.
forget.
No attacks. Baba Rum, dropping that sweet, sweet prime on us. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. That is very, very kind. Thank heavens, folks. That was close.